Hi guys, Artiar here. So for this video will be the final thoughts about Zihe within this patch. So I've been asked, I've a lot of player came to me and asked like, is Zihe really worth it, or should they actually summon Zihe, right? So I tested her a few days, like after seeing the patch and also before the patch in PTR server. I also have been testing her. Her performance, I would say that is really good. Like I really like Zihe's performance even in PvP and also in PvE. Both situations, Zihe is a very good esper because in PvE, the damage taken here is a very good buff added for the Desolate Land because Desolate boss cannot get debuff. So this effect here that doesn't need to land a debuff can already trigger. It's a very strong effect in Desolate boss. So it's a very strong esper for PvE as well, and PvP depends on your tier, right? So as long as the enemy that have a lot of special turn esper like Wu Yu, like Anna for example, then Zihe will be a very good counter. So but there's still two kind of players review about Zihe. It's either Zihe is going to be very strong for their own opinion, or some player will think that Zihe is basically a trash esper. So in my own opinion, I would say that if you think Zihe is a trash esper, it's because maybe your tier is not high enough, or your PvP environment is not high enough to actually face a lot of special turn esper such as Momo, such as like Anna, such as like Wu Yu, all this kind of esper. If your PvP environment don't face this kind of esper, then you won't think, then getting Zihe for you won't feel that impactful, because Zihe has only one purpose in PvP, which is absorbing damage for you, which is from personal attack, counter attack, and assist attack. If your PvP environment don't really face this kind of issue, so let's say your PvP environment don't really face a lot of personal attack, doesn't face a lot of counter attack, of assist attack, or special turns damage, then you won't feel Zihe is that strong. Okay, then for PvE situation, if you don't really grind Desolate Land, if you don't really min-maxing Desolate Land for your Miracle Challenge leaderboard, then Zihe for you is also pretty useless. I would say that if you are early game or mid game player, that you don't really chase for Miracle Challenge, that you don't really fight in high tier PvP, that which means maybe your PvP environment, the meta is not like Wu Yu, the meta is not like Momo, Suji, all these things, then the esper you're facing is still like Tolan, Anna, this kind of combo, or maybe still at a TA environment, then Zihe won't be that impactful for you because there's not many special turns damage esper. Right, but if you look at the PvP situation, so let's say I'm at server 2, right? So if you look at Desolate Land, like I mentioned, Zihe is really good at Desolate Land, right? So after seeing Zihe appearance, I did break my high score again, and don't just look at my high score, right? We look at world formation. For those PvE player that is chasing for high score, you can see Gabriel here, Zihe, top 2 here, Zihe. Okay, Zerondo is not using Zihe yet. Here is using Zihe, right? And then Agogro doesn't have Zihe yet, and then Lundi here doesn't have Zihe, but you can see people are start using Zihe in their top tier PvP esper. Then I believe when the time goes, there's gonna be more Zihe performance. So let's take a look at Shadow Stream here, Shadow Stream leaderboard here. For those Zihe players, you see the top 1, we have Zihe here, tier Zihe, and in this boss here you'll see more Zihe because Wind Esper is very limited, that is useful. So Zihe will be very used in Desolate Land, mainly because she can make your make the boss damage taken increase. So if you max out her skill and you build her in Ocean Wave, you can even make her faster, increase the damage taken maybe until 50%. It's a very impactful score impact in Desolate bosses, including Shadow Gale as well. You can go check out your own server leaderboard as well. I believe the top players or the high score player is actually using Zihe in their team now. Like for example, EasyGG is also using Zihe in his team now. So PvE wise, you'll see top tier player or the PvP chaser is already getting Zihe. And if we look at point war performance in those high tier one, right? Let's take a look. Fatima's underwear, not using Zihe yet. Right, here we have Zihe. Then Shiba Tails using Zihe. Shooting Stars, Zihe. Jinchu Bruges, not using Zihe yet. Rosari, Zihe. So you can see Zihe is actually in the top tier meta. Because in top tier previously, we see a lot of Wu Yu team, we see a lot of counter attack team. So Zihe is a very important role for those top tier PvE and PvP player. But if you are a mid game player, or even though if you are end game, but if you feel like Zihe's value for Desolate Land, because Zihe for PvE situation is more value for Desolate Land, and for PvP situation is only mainly countering the special turns. If you don't feel like they are really that important for you, then I would recommend you do not summon for Zihe. I have no idea when they're gonna release a new Shimmer again, but in my opinion, if you are looking for if you are end game player and you're looking for Esper that can fulfill both PvE and PvP situation, I would say Zihe is actually a pretty solid choice. But if you are a player that is still around, let's say, point was 16 below, and you don't really face a lot of Wu Yu team, you don't really face a lot of Anna team as well, then Zihe might not be a really carry choice. Like, the most question I get I seen is either they're gonna summon Zihe, or either they're gonna summon Wu Yu, or either they're gonna summon Iki or Moriyama. This is between these four choice here. This is the most question that I seen. But if you're at point war 16, I would say the Esper that can carry you the most easy is gonna be Wu Yu. Because Wu Yu, if you can make a pure defender team, Wu Yu basically can carry you very easily as long as Wu Yu don't face Zihe. But if you're a pure Wu Yu team, if you face Zihe, then you definitely get counter, right? Because Zihe is made to counter Wu Yu. So if you are looking for Esper that can carry your point war tier easier, if you're at lower point war tier, Wu Yu is a better choice. Iki wise, if you really want to summon Iki, I would say that at least you have Zihe first, because Iki is very scared of Wu Yu, right? So if you're between these four choices, I would say for the lower tier suggestion, if you want to push a better life in PvP until like point 116, Wu Yu is a better choice for you, because Wu Yu is a carrier. Wu Yu can be your carry team. Then Zihe here can't really carry your team. Zihe is more about you have a lot of Esper choice, and then you want to have a Esper that can help you counter the current meta, which is Wu Yu, then Zihe will be your best pick. Then what kind of situation would I suggest you to get Moriyama if you also have Zihe as well? Because if you look at at least my own server ranking, right? In my own server ranking, the player that is playing Moriyama are mainly higher reso, or mainly they have the team that for Moriyama. Like if you look at here, this one is R4 Moriyama, but at least he have a Petros here to counter the Mavis combo. So like for example, this Moriyama here, they have a Zihe here. Then let me find one more Moriyama team. Because if you really want to play Moriyama, you're gonna have the support. Like for example, this one, you have Moriyama here, but he's using an R6 Suji. So should you summon for Moriyama? I would say that if you have at least one of the strong meta Esper already, like Petros, like let's say Momo, let's say like R6 Suji, let's say it's Zihe. Because Moriyama can't be a carry by himself. He needs a lot of AP push, he needs a lot of buffer, a lot of protection to prevent him to die as well. That's kind of the situation you should actually go for Moriyama. Or else, if you are at higher tier, that you're already facing an issue with Wu Yu. Because if you're at higher tier, I believe there's a lot of Wu Yu there, and your main problem is facing Wu Yu, then go ahead, go for Zihe. Because Zihe value is pretty good since she can cover both PvE and PvP situation. It's not just a single content. Like Moriyama is more covered into PvP. Petros is pure PvP. Wu Yu is more towards PvP as well, a little bit for PvE. Iki is the same situation. But I will say Zihe and Zihe will be covering both PvP and PvE situation. So I would say the value wise is pretty good. But it still depends on your own chasers. Like if you're really going for if you're really still at the low tier range and you're looking for a carrier, Zihe is not really a good value for you because she can't really carry your team. But if you're at the end game player, like a player that play very long, and you're looking for Shimmer Esper that can cover both PvE and PvP, I would say Zihe is a pretty good choice. It's a pretty solid choice as well, because from the performance I saw in her potential, and the Esper that I'm using, like in most of my team in Desolate Land, I'm already using Zihe. Like my Shadow Fire here, right? For example, I'm using Zihe here, even though it's an R0. No Divinate as well. I did skill her up because I want her CD to be faster, but basically that's it. So this is my own opinion in Zihe. It really depends on your own account level, or in what is your chases are. But I would say Zihe is a very solid choice, assuming they don't release another Shimmer so soon. It should be another 2 months if they release a new Shimmer, but assuming they don't release another new Shimmer anytime soon, I would say Zihe is actually a very solid pick in my opinion. Okay, feel free to leave down your thoughts as well about Zihe. If you have Zihe and you've been using her, feel free to comment down and share your thoughts for the others who are still debating if they should get Zihe. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is Jen MP, Molkut Regally, The Blue Chilane, Yaki Shiba Tails, Kemi, thank you so much for the support. And for the supporter and patron of Artiar, which is Louis Schneider, Acne, Code Wilderness, Wang Tamer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwalks, Rimu, Choni, Von Hexa, Antonio Winterspoon, Marlene Williams, Uncle Chat, Eric Mendes, Craigreen, Riku Fred X Iris, Calamity, Jordan Alons, Rocco Stanzions. Thank you so much for your support. And that's not all. Also special thanks for the direct support on the live stream super chat for the latest tag. So special thanks to Ziggy, Calamity, Acne, Love Fatima, Fatima Little Underwear, Bloods, Riku Fred, Johnny. Thank you so much for your support. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.